Good morning, extraordinary people. It's me, Debbie. I'm back to be with all of you again this morning. I'm so grateful that I'm back to be with all of you for our morning inspiration. And I pray and I hope that everyone are doing great this morning. Our reading today will be taken from Luke chapter 9, verse 13. And I will read that from New International Version Bible. And this is what the Bible said. He replied, "You give them something to eat." They answered, "We have only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, unless we go and buy food for all this crowd." I will call our morning inspiration today, this morning, as God is able. When Jesus told the disciples to feed these 5,000 people when they were hungry, and the Bible recorded that 5,000 people, that's actually the number are only applied to men at a time. So if we are adding the number of women and children that were there at a time, I do believe that number will go up more than 10,000 people. So when Jesus told the disciples to feed them, the response is very much like our response in many cases in our life. They respond, "Jesus, we only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." So the response, "we only." Sometimes, and not even sometimes, many times also, when Jesus tells us to do something, to take part maybe in the ministry, to step up a little bit further in the ministry, to go a little bit deeper in our giving to the Lord, in whatever it is, sometimes we think, "Jesus, I only have this, I only have this much money. What is much money going to do in the ministry to help the ministry? Lord, I only have this talent, I only can sing. Lord, I only can sing a little bit. Lord, I only can greet people." I will say to you, to encourage to every one of you, when you know that God has been calling you to do something and to give something for His glory, do not say, "God, I only have this." But I encourage every one of you, whatever that you see you have in your hands, you have a little bit amount of money. When you know that Jesus told you to give that, so the ministry will be supported with that, give it obediently to the Lord. And if you know that God told you to involve with the ministry at your church, at your local church, or any kind of ministry that you know God bring you and put you there, you are going to say, "Lord, I want to obey you." So even though you only can greet people at the door, never think never underestimate how God can multiply that to change people's heart, to change people's life, and to bring glory for Him alone. So whatever you have in your hands, when you know that God has been calling you to bring something for Him, for His glory, in a ministry where you're involved with, just bring it obediently to the Lord. Step up and say, "Lord, yes, this is what I have. I give it into your hands. Use it, Lord, for your glory." And when you give whatever you have, you give your talent, you give your time, you give your money, you give whatever that you're willing to give to the Lord, when it's in God's hands, God will multiply that. So that can be used for the greater purpose that you can ever imagine, that you never think about that before. God will use that for a greater purpose. So His plan in His church, His plan will be accomplished with that, and His name alone will be glorified. That's all our morning inspiration this morning. I pray and hope that you are blessed, and I will see you again next time. God bless you all. Bye.